Hello everyone! This is the second video of me explaining Mandarin. And as I mentioned previously on the first video, I'm doing it because sincerely I like it. Not only because I want to have a better, solid experience with Mandarin, but also because I like it. I like to talk a lot. So yeah, let's start. Altogether, I have to share not this one, but rather the only one. The other one, actually. Give me a second. It's this one. Perfect. Okay, so right now, I'm not only going to be telling you which is the translation of each character, but also I'm going to write it down so you can check out how things are written in Mandarin. It's not hard, it's not complicated, but rather it's different. That's an important saying people who learn Mandarin must understand. And actually, I'm going to say it in Mandarin, which is 中文并不是难的，其实是不同. Basically, that means Mandarin is not different, it's not difficult, but rather it's different. Actually, it's different. So that's what I said. And that's totally true. It's not difficult at all. It's just simply another language. And everyone says that it's the hardest one. And if Mandarin is the hardest language, then I think that we have... I think as Latin American people that speak Spanish, we think that Mandarin is impossible. Because we try to read them as we read Spanish, but it's not the same way of reading. But that's another topic. That's more of a philosophical question and answer, but whatever. It's been 2 minutes of me speaking about something which is not the characters themselves. So let's start with the one that I mentioned yesterday or 2 days ago, which is 唱歌. It's this one, and I'm going to write it down. I think I can set this over here. Oh no. Honestly, I don't know how to use Krita that well, so okay, I'll just simply change the size, and I think that I can write it down. Okay, so 唱歌. I'm going to write it down right now, and the way that things are written in Mandarin, it's as the following, okay? So, first, we have to understand that the order is the highest of the character to the lowest of the lowest, and from the most left to the most right. So, I'm going to put this a little bit bigger. I think I surely can. Okay, so you can see that for this character we have this first radical, then we've got two separate parts of this character, then the second character has three different parts, or at least actually two different parts, right? So we've got to go first this one. Okay, I'm not sure if you can check that out. And actually I'm going to use a tool, which is, I believe if you check the other video, I also used it. So, on the Stroke Order website, which is ChineseConverter.com, I'm going to write it down. So, let's simply write 唱歌, right? And we've got the first one, which is 唱, right? Important to highlight the pinyin, it's this one. Okay, 唱歌. Alright, 唱歌. Alright, so we can see that the animation is as the following, okay? Okay? It's not that complicated. It's the first, and if I want to be a Mandarin teacher, I should be able to explain each one of these strokes because each stroke has its own name. Nevertheless, I don't. I shall study far more, but whatever. So you can see that it's a line, a vertical line, then a, how would I explain this? A horizontal line, then a vertical line, then again a okay, let me check that out once again. Yes, okay, so you can see that it's the first square written as this. Okay, so it's this, this. Okay, I'm going to repeat that once again. It's vertical in one single stroke, horizontal vertical, which is tata. It's not two different ones. It's not like tas and then tas. No, it's one single stroke, tata. Okay, then the next one, it's another horizontal, and we can see that for the next ones we've got vertical, horizontal, vertical. Then you can see that it has the following stroke order. Surely we can have both vertical, both horizontal, either way, one after the other, but you can see that the first comes the one that is in the center or in the middle, and then the one that it goes below that. So it's not this and this, it has to be this and this. Okay, that's the correct order, and it works exactly the same for the following strokes. Okay, if you can see, you can check that the Hanzi that it's written in Mandarin in the keyboard, it's exactly like this. It's not precisely as you can see how it's written originally, but you can see that it's a whole rectangle, right? But if we see the original one, which is the, if we write it down with our own hands, it should be this way, right? So this one, it's a whole square, right? And this one, the stroke that it's in the middle shouldn't be completed, but rather at the middle, basically. So once again, all right, so that's chang. And then we go for the following strokes, or not strokes, but rather the following character, which is g. Okay, so chang g. All right, so I'm going to erase this, and let's check how this is written. Actually, if you see, this g has the radical which is used for Costa Rica written Mandarin. So here is the very same character written step by step for each one of those strokes. So I'm going to write it down. So as you saw, this is the correct order: vertical, square, right? Then this one, oh, I'm going to write it down as this. Yeah, it's like this. Then again. Okay, so as I mentioned, a real Chinese teacher would surely tell you how things are done appropriately, as they should be taught, right? Taught, right? Whatever. So again, it's let me repeat that one more time. And the next one, it's used for another character, which I believe we may check out in 1 or 2 days, which is 次. That means times. So yeah, that's pretty much how things are written, alright? There's a whole art of how to write Chinese characters appropriately. So yeah, that's the way that it's written. And as you mentioned, 唱歌 means to sing. Alright, next one. This one is 超市. 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 超市 means, if I'm not mistaken, city. It isn't. It's supermarket. City, it's actually 城市, not 超市. 超市, it's supermarket. And it's interesting because a few months ago I was in Guanacaste, if I'm not mistaken, and I saw this character, and I didn't know what it was because I had not studied it before. Like, this is HSK 3 if I'm not mistaken, or this is HSK 2. No, yeah, HSK 3. So by the time that we went there, I was still studying HSK 2. So yeah, 超市, and it's written as this. Yeah, I'm pretty sure about it. 超 and then 市. Alright, so 超市, that's supermarket. That's all supermarkets that we see every day. I believe it doesn't matter how big or how small it is. I would have to investigate, I would have to check that out, but all Chinese supermarkets will be considered as 超市. Alright? Next one. And this one I'm going to make it a little bit smaller because I ain't got no time. I've got other stuff to do. So this is gonna be 10. Yeah, let's make it 10. Alright? Last time it was 51, this one's gonna be 10. So this one, being honest, I don't remember, and that's a relatively bad thing that you don't remember the characters, because once you read them you are supposed to have them on your mind, or at least on your subconscious, right? So maybe it's just simply the fact that I did not really try to see the meaning behind it. So this one, as I just read, it's 衬衫, and I just remembered that it's shirt. Alright, so this is shirt, 衬衫, 衬衫, and the way that it's written is as this. Chen. Oh, it ain't like this. It's actually this. 衬衫. Alright. Let me make it a little bit better. Okay, 衬衫, that's shirt, and pretty much it's a shirt like this, if I'm not mistaken. Let's check that out. It isn't. It's actually a long shirt. A shirt like mine, it's T-shi, if I'm not mistaken. Let's check that out. Let's use Mr. Google. Tissue. Tissue. So it uses the T regularly and the shu character. Alright. Alright. Just to let you all know. T-shirt would be written as this. All right. So, okay, let's continue. The next one is 成绩,成绩,成绩,成绩. It's achievement, or yeah, achievements. That's the first translation that comes up to my mind, and I'm going to write it down, which is like this. 成 成绩. Actually, I'm going to write it down so it fits the square. Okay, so 成绩, 成绩. And that's achievement. I forgot the other part of the lesson itself, which is the sentences that we obtained from the very same AI, right? So I'm sure that it's here. Is it? Yeah, it is. So let's check out the first ones, which was, okay, 超市, 超市. So the sentence that the AI provides us is 我去超市买东西. 东西, actually. So I'm not reading the pinyin, I'm reading actually the characters. So that's something important. Once you read the characters, if you're starting, of course, reading the pinyin, it's important, but from the beginning you might want to read the character itself, not the pinyin, because for the first two HSK books, you will be able to check the pinyin right after the Hanzi. Nevertheless, after the third or fourth book, you will have to read just merely the Hanzi. So yeah, I've read on Reddit people that get used to reading the pinyin and that they cannot read the Hanzi, but that's just simply something that you have to get along with. So if I read the pinyin, it's 我去超市买东西. So a little bit faster. 我去超市买东西. Which means I am going to the supermarket to buy stuff, or things. So yeah, that's the first one. Next one, which is 衬衫. 他穿了一件白衬衫. No, sorry, hold on. I'm going to get the correct tones because that's important, right? 他穿了一件白衬衫. I'll read it a little bit faster if I am able to. 他穿了一件白衬衫. I'm not sure if a Chinese person would understand what I just said. I'm sure that if they listen to me say it like way slower, definitely they could understand what I just said, right? But yeah, that's the second word that we were talking about. Next one, which is 成绩. In this case, we can see that the translation provided its results. But one may have to, or may not actually, one has to understand that one character may have multiple meanings in other languages. It's not something hard to explain, but if we say that something is an achievement rather than a result, it's not the same idea, it's not the same concept. Even if we think that it's the same concept, it has to be treated otherwise. So this example that gives us, it's 他 他的学习成绩很好. So his study results are very good. It's the translation. So yeah, essentially, the first thing that comes to my mind when I rate it, it's not results but rather achievements. So the translation that I would think of is the achievements of his studies are very good. So yeah, it's an interesting way of thinking how a foreigner thinks on the language, which is, I believe, something quite important. So let's see the next one, which is the one that I mentioned previously, which is城市, which is city. Alright, so it is written as this. You can see that it uses the same I'm not sure which word that is. It's not in switching to Spanish. No es vocal, es la sílaba. Sílaba es. Oh my god, it's incredible that I don't remember this. Yeah, syllable, right. It uses the same syllable for the previous example, so 长, right? The second one is the same syllable and practically the same character, but it has a radical, which is the first part of the character that it's different from this one. So you can see that it's exactly the same one, nevertheless it has the radical. So it's written as this. I'm going to select the next one, which is here. So it goes as this. Dun 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 dun. Dun, dun. All right, that's 长, and it uses the same character as in supermarket. Sure. All right, 城市. Perfect. Now this means city, and I'm going to open Google Maps so you can see an example of it, of how it works or how it looks. So I'm going to open Chengdu, which is a city in China. Chengdu, actually. And you can see here that it uses this character, 是. So it's Chengdu 市. It's saying that it's the city of Chengdu, right? So that would be like the simplified way of saying a city, you know. So yeah, that's a city for that matter. Now, next one, it's gonna be 吃, and this is a character that we all love, don't we? Which is to eat. The pinyin, it's 吃, 吃, It's interesting because when I learned how to say the tones, for the first tone, which is the one that has the horizontal line, right? You have to say it as if you were singing. So if you do it like that, it's far easier than if you just simply say it 吃. It's 吃, okay? And I'm going to write it down, which is as the following. Make it a little bit better. Better. Okay, so that's 吃. And let's check out the example. Oh, I forgot the example from Changshi, you know, the city. So, 北京是一个大城市. Alright? Beijing es una ciudad grande. Alright? So, continuing with this next example, it would be 吃, which is 我喜欢吃水果. I like to eat fruits, or actually a fruit. If I wanted to say fruits, there is another character that we can use, which is 些. 些 don't remember actually. 我喜欢吃些, yeah, it's with the first tone. So if I wanted to say that fruits in general or in plural, it would be 我喜欢吃些水果. And if I want to be certain about this, I'll just simply ask the AI. So, is oh, interesting. Yeah, exactly. Okay, I it's interesting because I understood it incorrectly. So it says that this character 些 means some or a few fruits. But if I want to say in plural fruits, the character remains the same, okay? So exactly, that's interesting because there is no plural in the sense that we have to add something to the characters. Generally speaking, the same character works the same as singular or plural for that matter. Next one, it's gonna be 知道. 知道, and this is a character that surely a lot of Costa Rican people, it's not that they like, but rather that they applied, and that's not something good, which is being late. 知道, 知道, it's late or to be late. Okay, so it's written as this, which is, if I'm not mistaken, no, it's not like this. It's, let's change it. Okay, that's 知, and 道, it's that's 道, 知道, 知道, 知道. That's being late. So yeah, that's something that we should not do, surely, in any situation. The simplest one with a friend, the not as simple as a friend with a girlfriend, and far less simpler than those examples with a boss or with a meeting. So yeah, definitely that's something to consider. Next one, and the example, I beg my pardon, it is 上课不要迟到. Don't want to be late for class. So yeah, that's the example. I think that we've got, let's see how many we've got. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, another 3, 8, 9, 10, and let's go. So next one, it's 出, 出. Alright, this one means exit. Alright, so I'm going to write it down over here. It is written as this. Now I believe I'm certain that this is the way that it's written, but let's check it out one more time just to be sure about it. It wasn't. Very important to understand the correct order of the characters. It's this, this, then once again this. Okay, that's the correct way of writing it down. Okay, the correct stroke order, it's what it's called. So the example is the following: 他刚出门，他刚出门. All right, 他刚出门, which is he just went out. The combination of characters here basically tells us that 他 him, 刚 just now, 出 lived or left or exited, and man, which is door. So exited door, he just went out. All right. So that's the very same example. Now next one, we've got the 出现, which, if I'm not forgetful, it's to find out. Appear, actually it is. So appear as in something appears, or he appeared, or she appeared. So it uses the same character as we used previously, right? And 像 actually, it's interesting because this is the idea with the 像 of seeing. Mandarin's really cool because of a whole linguistics theory that we've got. I had already explained it before, but yeah, I can surely explain it. Nevertheless, not right now. So yeah, 出现, right? And the example is the following: 天空出现了一道彩虹. Okay, it's interesting. I did not understand, or I did not know a couple of these characters. For example, these ones. For example, 彩虹, I'm pretty sure that this is rainbow. So 天空出现了一道彩虹. Alright, so that's the example, that something appears. And last but not least, it's gonna be one of the first characters that you may be able to read and to learn, which is 出租车. So hold on, I'm not doing it right, I'm not saying it right. It's 出租车, better, and it's written as this. That's 出. Let's go to 2. Chuzu and chur, which is the meaning for car. So perfect, that's 出租车, and the meaning is taxi. The example we've got here is 我坐出租车去机场. I took a taxi, I took a cab to go to the airport. Okay, so separating each character here for this sentence, it's 我, I, 坐, which is essentially the action of sitting or to enter or to take a taxi. 出租车 taxi, 去 to go, and 机场 beg my pardon, 机场 actually that's the correct pronunciation, 机场, which is airport. So essentially that's the sentence, and that's the example for the taxi itself. And folks, it's been already the 10 words that I said that I was going to explain. It was a pleasure to let you all know how things are written in Mandarin. Of course, there is a whole theory far more complex than the things that I just explained. I hope you have a really great night, a really great evening, and if you have any questions regarding about Mandarin, as much as I can answer, I'll be more than glad to do so. Have a wonderful, blessed day, blessed evening, blessed night. Bye bye. 再见。